Welcome back. So recently I had an issue with my Minn Kota trolling motor. Anytime I would try to use the forward gears, it just wouldn't turn on. The reverse gears worked fine, but none of the forward gears worked at all. In this video, I'll show you the steps that I took to fix the issue, and maybe it will help you out as well. So the trolling motor I have is the Minnkota Endura C2, and that's 12 volts with the 55-pound thrust. I'm pretty sure these steps should be similar for other Minnkota trolling motors as well. Inside the trolling motor head is a switch that sends power to the motor shaft, which then spins the propeller. This switch will eventually go bad due to wear and tear. The first step is to find the switch part number, and I used a website called fish307.com to find that exact part number. So on their website, you can see that there's like a whole diagram schematic of all the parts that go into this trolling motor. Once I had the part number, I used it to find the switch on Amazon. There's a couple of other websites out there that you can actually find this part for cheaper. Just keep an eye out on those shipping charges because it does add up. Once I had the switch in hand, it was time to take the trolling motor apart. Before getting started, just make sure the motor is disconnected from the battery. That's an obvious, but sometimes it needs to be said. And turn the motor handle to the off position. This will help when reassembling everything. First, remove the top cover of the motor, and this can be done by removing the 6 Phillips head screws that's holding the top cover in place, and that can be accessed from the bottom. Just set the screws aside for now. The top cover should pop off at this point, and inside you'll see the switch that I just mentioned. You'll see that, the switch has a bunch of wires connected to it. We'll get to that in a minute. You'll also see that the handle that you use to put the motor in forward or reverse is attached to the switch. Just keep an eye on the tab at the top of the position of the handle because it will help when putting this all back together. Pop out the switch and motor handle, and at this point the motor handle will just slide right off the switch, so set it aside. You'll see a bunch of wires connected to the switch. The nice part is that the switch is labeled on which color wire should be attached to each terminal. Like you can see here on the new switch how each terminal is labeled. It's still helpful to keep the new switch nearby as you're disconnecting wires from the old switch so that it's easy for you to line it up when hooking up the new switch. If the wire connectors are not coming off the old switch, just use a flathead screwdriver like I'm doing here to get some leverage. There are 2 wires to keep in mind. It's the battery positive and battery negative terminals, and these are not labeled with which color should be attached to it. The wire with the red and black combo that you see here, this is what connects to the battery positive terminal. And the really thick black wire is what connects to the battery negative terminal. So once you have the wires hooked up to the new switch, place it back into the motor. Remember that tab I mentioned earlier? Make sure that's facing up. Tuck in the wires so that it won't interfere when you're putting the top cap back on. Now reattach the handle to the switch. And just warning you, this is probably the hardest part of the whole process. It can be really annoying. The handle has this circular piece with a notch in the middle of it. This needs to line up with this part of the bottom cover as you see here. Also, just again, make sure the positioning of the handle is in the off position. You can also see here on this end of the handle, there's also a groove. This needs to sit in the notch on the bottom cover like you can see here. Just as a double check before you reattach the top cover, turn the handle to make sure you can work through all the forward and reverse gears without issue. This will make sure you attach the handle in the correct position and you don't have to take the top cover back off again. Now the opposite way. Once you have everything lined up and installed properly, reattach the top cover using the 6 screws that you removed earlier. Now I'm going to check the propeller. Occasionally these switches can fail if you get weeds or fishing line stuck in the propeller shaft. I used a 1/2 inch socket to remove the bolt and washer, and after popping the propeller off, just be careful not to lose this propeller pin. As you can see, there was a bunch of weeds stuck back here. This definitely can contribute to the switch failing prematurely. It's recommended to check the propeller every month or so, depending on how often you use the trolling motor. I'm just going to apply some water-based silicone lubricant to the shaft before reattaching the propeller. Be sure to insert that pin before reattaching the propeller. Tighten the bolt and let's get this thing connected to the battery to see if the new switch works. I'm just going to cycle through the forward and reverse gears to make sure everything is working fine. It all tested out good, and this thing is ready for the next fishing trip. I hope this video helps you out. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.